Hello everyone. In this tutorial, I'm going to show you how you can change the structure of a metahuman body. As you can see, I have my metahuman here, and this is the combined mesh. If you don't know about it, please watch the other tutorial, which the links are in the description. And here I have this mesh, actually this character, which already has joins. This is from JS Films, and he asked me to attach this cybercloth to a metahuman character. As you can see, it has already joints, and our metahuman character has completely a different body proportion. So what I'm going to do is first making the body of MetaHuman like actually match the body of MetaHuman to the body of this character. So I'm going to select the hip joints, and actually I'm going to assign this mesh to a layer, and because I want sometimes to hide it. And now I can use this joint, and by pressing V key, which is vertex snap, I can snap this joint to the hips. And also I'm doing the same thing for these joints. And I'm going to, actually it's not in the correct position. And now I'm going to rotate them to align them to the joint of the character. And now for knees, I'm going to attach them to the joint. Actually, not attaching, but rather aligning them to the knee joints, and also rotating them to match it. And let's take a look at the character. And for this is our metahuman joints. And for neck, I'm going to, maybe not neck, but chest. Yeah. And I am going to align these joints. And rotating them to align them for elbow. And also straightening the elbow. For fingers, I'm going to do one hand and pause the video and doing the same thing for the other hand. And what I'm going to do is actually making sure that the geometry is exactly matched with the geometry of my model. And maybe it's a good idea to put this skeleton in a layer so we can hide it. Or maybe moving it from here. Yeah, that's the correct way. And let's straighten these fingers too. Now, after finishing one hand, we need to do the other hand, but it is a tedious work, and I'm going to show you a little trick that you can do it automatically. And I'm going to select this skeleton set and duplicate it, and I'm isolating it, and I'm deleting this joints, which is shoulder, actually this one, the other one. And while I'm selecting this, I go to skeleton and select mirror joints and make sure that I have selected YZ axis, and I already entered L and R for searching name, which now it's not necessary. I apply it, and this skeleton is mirrored. Now, what I'm going to do is select the wrist, select hierarchy, and add a keyframe, and copy it. Now I'm going to hide the skeleton, and select this wrist, select hierarchy, and paste. Now this this hand exactly is like this hand. For feet, also we need to modify it a little. And actually, I think it's okay. Now, if you take a look at the two bodies, what we want is having them exactly match to each other. But as I can see, in this area, they are not exactly matched, and we need to have some modification. What I'm going to do is just select one vertex and select smooth selection, and actually to the world, and yeah, here it's a problem. First problem, we should not be in symmetry, and secondly, because this object is already on Z up, actually we need the Z axis for upping and down. Hmm. Now I'm going to symmetry mode and maybe a little bit more. Actually, for some reason the symmetry didn't work. Actually, it's not important to perfectly match, because there is, in this area we won't have much deformation, and the important area is actually elbow, which is already in the position. And yeah, I think it is ready. Now what I'm going to do is to skin the suit and removing it from being template, and I'm going to delete the history of the suit so it has no skin, and I'm going to select body joint, selecting the suit, skin, bind skin. Now I'm selecting the character, a human metahuman character, and then suit and skin and copy skin weight. And I don't need the root that I duplicated for mirroring. I'm going to delete it, and also this joints that has come from the suit, I'm deleting these two. Now I'm checking the skin. There is a there is a little bad deformation that I'm going to fix it with hammer tool, selecting. I'm going to go on symmetry mode, and actually it is symmetry, and I select some vertices, span, and using the hammer tool. If you don't know how to use this tool, you should watch the other tutorials, and it fixes the pro. Actually, here you should be careful about hammer tool, because if there is if the mesh is not a solid mesh and it has different parts, you may have lose the integrity of the mesh. And I'm being careful to not going to the border of the mesh, so not losing the integrity. Yeah, it's okay. And here again the mesh is not. Maybe we need to fix the mesh before doing that, and let's actually fix the mesh. And I'm going to delete the history, and I'm going to select all the vertices and right click and merge vertices and merge vertices. This command actually merges all the vertices that are on top on the same position. So hopefully it is fixed now. I'm going to select members, select the mesh, skin, bind skin, and select the character, select the suit, skin, copy skin weight, and let take a look. Making sure we are on symmetry mode, yes. And yeah, it is fixed. Also, we need to check this area. It looks good because we actually match the geometry already. It is perfect. And also for knees, for elbow. As you can see, let me hide this, the combined mesh. The great thing about Metahuman is that these driven joints are actually super great, and they produce the most natural body deformation. And checking fingers, looks good. And I know that the other side is exactly like this side. Now we are going to export the suit, and just the default setting is just good, and I already exported it, and I'm going to export it again. And in Unreal, this is the project from JS Films, and I'm going to show you how you can attach this suit to a metahuman that is absolutely mismatched and has a different body composition. So I already have a metahuman. If I can, this is test 2, yeah, I already have a metahuman, and let's have it on the ground. And if you take a look, I'm going to first of all, I'm going to hide the hair because the hair is kind of unnecessary, and save it. And in the previous tutorials, when you wanted to attach a cloth to a metahuman, you would go through torso or some other elements, but now we need to change the body because we are going to change the structure. So if you take a look at this name, it says fmet UNW body, and what I'm going to do is going to JS project, and this is the cybersuit, and I'm going to change the name of this that I exported to this name, and it is going to be fmet UNW body. And if you don't do that, you will have problem. The control rig won't work correctly. You have to do that. And let's, oh, by the way, I forgot. Let's find this mesh, and it's here. Okay, and I'm going to right click. I'm going to import the other mesh, and fmet, this is the one. And Unreal immediately asks me if I want to replace it, and I'm going to go to say all. And done. Okay. This is because the other mesh has other material set, and as you can see, it is there. And if I get away from the character, it disappears. It's because of the LOD, and we need to disable LOD, and we need to force LOD to 0 and save. And now it is working fine. Now let's check if it is actually working. And let's also actually assigning this material. Oh, it has a lot of material, so we need to do it 6 elements, and here is 5 elements, and 1 element is for the body. For some reason it comes and it's weird. Okay, this is element 1, and I think they are in order. Belt, boot, chest. Yeah, let's assign them in the blueprint. This is the belt, this is the boot, chest, and yeah, perfect. Okay, I'm deleting it, saving the project, and let's test it with, we have slippers. Isn't that funny? Let's remove slippers. This is here. Okay. I'm going to make a level sequence and assigning it, and you can see the body doesn't come automatically. It's okay, no problem. We can, because for some reason when you change the mesh it doesn't come automatically. You can bring it, and I'm selecting body and control rig, and as you can see it is working perfect. Now you may ask, okay, the control rig is working, but how about animation? You want to make sure that it works with animation, motion capture, and with animation too. This is the thing that I hate about Unreal. When I am going to select something, suddenly it's like that. Yeah. And also this annoying grid. Yeah, it's perfect. Perfect deformation. Now, how about having an animation on it? Let's import an animation. And this is an animation for Metahuman. This is not made for this character, but I'm just going to import that. And let me see which animation is that. And I'm going to pause the video. So finally I found the animation. This is, I made a folder for it, and this is the animation. And I'm going to select Metahuman base skeletal, also import animation, and importing it. And it takes a little time. Okay, import it. Now I'm going to delete the control rig, and from body I'm going to, this is our animation, and let's loop it a few times. And because this animation is actually made for another character, we need to fix it because the fingers are not exactly the same as other MetaHuman character, and we need to bring it to Maya and fix the fingers. But for now, we can see that it is working with the animation. Thank you for watching.